Hey, it's me, Vance. Look what I found in my closet. It's an old t-shirt that I used to wear when I lived in Winter Springs. I was going to say Sanford because, basically this church, Living Water Community Church, it was a non-denominational church in Sanford, Florida. Before I lived in Kissimmee, I lived in Winter Springs in Seminole County, and Sanford is the capital of Seminole County. I remember that before I became an Anglican, before I became an Episcopalian, I was, for the most part, I guess what you would call secular Protestant. And I say that because I've heard Anglicans use that term secular Protestant to describe Protestants who did not follow traditional church teachings and church traditions like the Anglican Church does and like the Lutheran Church does. And in other words, a Catholic style of worship. Um, so anyway, um, so basically, Living Water Community Church, it was a non-denominational church in Sanford, Florida that my father discovered and took us to church every Sunday. And I remember there was a time when we stopped going because he felt like he was being taken advantage of some of the parishioners, and so we stopped going because he stopped going and he was our only transportation to the church. And pretty much this is the kind of family where, if the head of the house says something, we all follow it no matter what. But eventually I decided to go back to church, being encouraged by my grandmother to find a way to go back to church. She reminded me, she emphasized that it's my spiritual responsibility as a Christian to go to church, or at least that's how I interpreted what she said. And I did. I went back. And of course they moved to a different location. It was still in Sanford, but there it was. And so I went to Living Water Community Church until I moved to Kissimmee in 2010. And, afterwards, I just didn't go to church for a while. And then I went to a Nazarene church, which is only just a small walk away from my house, until I decided that I wanted to be an Anglican. And I decided to pursue the Anglican priesthood. So I just found this shirt. I thought I just wanted to wear it for old time's sake. And, I wanted to share this with you guys because this is a part of my history. I don't know if the church is still around because the last pastor, Pastor Chris, last I heard of him, I think he moved up to Michigan to be a pastor in a Lutheran church. So there you go. So I'm not sure if Living Water Community Church is still around. If it is, it has a different pastor, but otherwise, I think, their only pastor was Pastor Chris. So I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've been up to Sanford, so I think chances are no, it's no longer there, which is unfortunate. But, it holds a place in my heart because, like I said, it's a part of my history. This is the church that I went to when I when I was living in Winter Springs in Seminole County. And also, this was the church where I was baptized. This is where I was baptized at the age of 17, I think. I think it was either 16 or 17. No, 17. I was baptized in that church by Pastor Jim Timmons. And yeah, so just fond memories. I remember the day when I was baptized. I remember that they put my name on the screen, Vance Dykes II. And it was the baptism of Vance Dykes II. And, I felt like the man of the hour, It was like Elvis Presley going on stage, getting ready to do a performance. It was like, wow. It was like, it's one of those moments. It's a once in a lifetime moment, And I remember that I got into the pool that was outside the church building where Pastor Jim was. And I immersed myself in the water, and of course, I didn't really put much thought into that because I thought I would just stay under there for just a few seconds, but unfortunately, I breathed in the chlorine water, so I jumped back out, and so Jim just decided to pour water on me, and that was enough for me to be baptized. So, oh yeah. I immersed myself in the water because I wanted to do it in the way that I saw it in the Jesus movie, where people were immersed in the water by John the Baptist. I wanted to do it like that. I wanted to do it the way that I felt that, they did it back in biblical times. But anyway, so that's why this church means a lot to me, because it was the church that I went to when I was in living in Winter Springs in Seminole County, and it was the church where I was baptized. So yeah, like I said, I just found this shirt in the closet. I wanted to wear it for old time's sake, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So thanks for watching. Goodbye and God bless.